Hello students, welcome back to e-learning edu. So in today's class we'll be learning about the analysis of the anions. So in chemistry practicals you will have to analyze the different anions as well as the cations present in the given salt. So here you have to analyze the cation as well as the anion separately. See for example NaCl. In the case of NaCl, Na is the cation and Cl minus is the anion. Similarly for every salts there will be cation as well as anion. For example potassium carbonate. So here in this case potassium is the cation and the carbonate is the anion. Okay, so you have to analyze the cation as well as anion separately. So in this video we'll be doing the analysis of the anion. So first of all, the first test is a preliminary analysis. In this preliminary analysis you have to test the physical state. See here the given salt is a type of powdery type of substance. So here in the physical state, if the salt is powdery type, then it infers the presence of the carbonate. So the salt may be carbonate. So for the examiner will be giving you the different salts. So first you have to see the salt, then the powdery. If it is powdery texture, then it is carbonate. And again if it is a type of crystalline as that of the sugar which you use in your kitchen, so if it is a type of sugar, then it the salt present is the acetate. And again if the salt is somewhat type of large crystals, then it will be the salt present will be the nitrate. The here the salt may be nitrate. So by this way we can confirm whether it is or we can get an idea whether it is nitrate or any other salt. So see the texture of nitrate, it is a crystalline, you can see, right? It is a type of crystalline structure for the case of nitrate. And we will be estimating the anions like carbonate, chloride, then nitrate, acetate, sulphate, etc. So again as next test is we have to take a pinch of salt in a test tube and add dilute sulfuric acid. So when you add dilute sulfuric acid, if you get brisk effervescence, then it infers the presence of carbonate. If there is no brisk effervescence, then carbonate is absent. So let me take a pinch of salt in the test tube. Okay, so we'll be taking the salt in a test tube, see, and after that add dilute sulfuric acid to it, 2 to 3 drops of dilute sulfuric acid to it. Let us see what happens here. So when we add dilute sulfuric acid to the salt, if we get a type of brisk effervescence, see here when we add dilute sulfuric acid, see the reaction, you can see the brisk effervescence, right? Brisk effervescence means a type of gas or the you can say. Then there will be evolution of carbon dioxide. You can see the bubble type of gas, that is the carbon dioxide gas, and the anion present is the carbonate. So here we got an idea. Okay, so by this test we can get an idea that salt present is carbonate, and you have to go on for the confirmatory test for the carbonate. That I will put a separate video on that. Again let me test one more salt. See here, if I have taken a pinch of salt, another salt, okay, pinch of salt in a test tube and add concentrated sulfuric acid to it. So when we add concentrated sulfuric acid, if we get dense white fumes, see here, when I add concentrated sulfuric acid, you can observe the presence of dense white fumes. So as soon as I add this concentrated sulfuric acid, there is a presence of dense white fumes, right? And now put a glass rod and dip it in the ammonium hydroxide and then place it at the mouth of the test tube. So when I place it at mouth of test tube, again you can clearly observe the dense white fumes. So that confirms the presence of the chloride. So here the salt present is a chloride. Okay, so first we have tested for the carbonate, that was another salt. And again I have taken another salt and then tested for the chloride, concentrated sulfuric acid, and tested for chloride. So if it gives the dense white fumes means chloride. And again I have taken another salt and added concentrated sulfuric acid. See here there is no dense white fume, so the salt does not have any chloride. And I am adding a paper ball. So when I add paper ball, if I get a brown color type of gas or solution turns to brown, means then it infers the presence of the nitrate. Clear? So here the nitrate may be present. And again you have to go on for the confirmatory test for the nitrate. So next, if the given salt contains sulphate, have to take a little of the salt in the test tube and in order to test for the presence of acetate. So you have to take a pinch of salt in the water glass and then add concentrated sulfuric acid to it. So when we add concentrated sulfuric acid, if we get a smell of vinegar, so as soon as you add concentrated sulfuric acid, if you get the smell of the vinegar, type of a vinegar like smell, then it infers the presence of the acetate. So here the salt may be containing the acetate. So here have the salt solution. So this is the salt solution. In order to test for the presence of sulphate, so I have taken the salt solution, means salt, add a little of the water to it and make the salt solution, which is known as original solution. And in order to test for the sulphate, I am adding barium chloride. And when you add barium chloride, if you get the white precipitate, then when you add barium chloride, if you get a white precipitate, then it infers the presence of the sulphate. So sulphate may be present in this given salt. And so here in this experiment we have analyzed the different anions like carbonate, sulphate, nitrate, then acetate, etc.